Hello there, and welcome to the Science for Sleep channel. Tonight we'll explore the world of natural medicine, where plants that have grown quietly on this earth for millions of years carry within their leaves, roots, and flowers everything the human body needs to heal, to rest, and to find its way gently into sleep. Chamomile steeped in warm water softens a restless mind. Lavender drifting through the air slows the breath and settles the heart. Valerian root, patient and earthy, reaches into the deepest parts of the nervous system and whispers that the night is safe. You have nothing to do right now but rest. Let your thoughts grow soft. Let your body grow heavy. And let the ancient wisdom of the natural world carry you slowly, steadily toward sleep. If this helps you rest tonight, consider liking and subscribing. One sleepy soul at a time. Now, let's begin with natural medicine. Thousands of years before anyone built a pharmacy or wrote a prescription, people were already healing themselves with plants. Long before doctors existed, ancient humans watched animals eat certain leaves when they were sick. And slowly, carefully, they began to learn. They passed this knowledge from parent to child, from village elder to young healer, across generations and continents. Today, scientists have confirmed what those early healers already knew. Plants contain powerful substances that help the human body heal, rest, and find balance. Natural medicine is not just an old story. It is a living science, still growing, still surprising us, still quietly working every single day. The bark of the willow tree holds one of the greatest secrets in the history of medicine. For more than 3,000 years, people chewed this bark to ease pain and bring down fevers. They did not know why it worked. They only knew that it did. Much later, scientists discovered that willow bark contains a substance called salicylic acid, the very same compound that would eventually become aspirin, one of the most widely used medicines in the world. What began as a simple tree beside a riverbank became the foundation of modern pain relief. The willow did not change, only our understanding of it did. When we think about medicine, we often think about white pills and laboratories. But more than 80% of all medicines currently used around the world were originally inspired by plants. Scientists did not invent most of these substances from nothing. They looked at what nature had already created, studied the molecules inside leaves, roots, flowers, and bark, and then learned how to use or copy them. Plants spent millions of years developing these compounds to protect themselves from insects, fungi, and disease. In doing so, they accidentally created a vast and generous pharmacy, one that humans have been borrowing from ever since. Lavender is one of the most studied plants in the world of natural sleep medicine. Its soft purple flowers produce an oil that, when inhaled, sends calming signals directly to the brain. Studies have shown that the scent of lavender can be just as effective as some prescription anxiety medications for helping people feel calm and sleepy. It works by gently lowering heart rate, slowing breathing, and reducing the levels of cortisol, the body's main stress hormone. You do not even need to drink it. Simply breathing near a lavender plant or placing a few drops of its oil on your pillow is enough to begin feeling its quiet, steady effect on the mind. The chamomile flower looks almost too simple to be powerful. Small, white, and delicate, it has been used for thousands of years as a bedtime tea across Europe, the Middle East, and beyond. What makes chamomile so special is the way it communicates with the brain. It contains a compound called hygiene, which binds to the same receptors in the brain that anxiety medications target. This means chamomile gently tells the nervous system to slow down, to soften, to let go of tension. It does not force the body to sleep. Instead, it quietly opens the door and waits. The body, feeling safe and calm, simply walks through on its own. Ginger is one of the most traveled plants in human history. Before it became a common kitchen spice, it was worth its weight in gold along ancient trade routes. Sailors carried it on long ocean voyages to ease seasickness and settle their stomachs during rough waters. Kings and merchants traded it across Asia, the Middle East, and Europe for centuries. Today, science has identified more than 400 active compounds inside a single ginger root. These compounds work together to reduce inflammation, calm nausea, improve digestion, and warm the body from the inside. A small piece of ginger, grated into hot water with honey, carries within it the memory of 1,000 ancient journeys. Long before scientists understood what bacteria were, garlic was already fighting them. Egyptian workers building the pyramids were given garlic every day to keep them strong and healthy. Ancient Greek soldiers carried it into battle. Medieval Europeans hung it in doorways during plagues. They did not know about germs or infections in the way we do today, but they observed, clearly and consistently, that garlic seemed to protect people from illness. Modern research has confirmed their intuition. Garlic contains allicin, a powerful natural compound that kills many types of bacteria, viruses, and fungi. For 5,000 years, this small white bulb has been one of the most reliable natural medicines on Earth. Valerian root has a strong, earthy smell that some people find difficult at first. But behind that wild, mossy scent lies one of nature's most effective sleep aids. Valerian works by slowing the breakdown of a calming chemical in the brain called GABA. When GABA levels stay high, the mind feels less anxious, less restless, and more ready to rest. Many sleeping pills work in a similar way, but with far more intense and artificial force. Valerian is gentler, slower, and kinder to the brain. It does not knock the body into unconsciousness. It simply wraps the mind in something soft and warm, like a heavy blanket placed quietly over a tired and willing body. Hops are the small, cone-shaped flowers used to give beer its bitter flavor. But long before anyone put them in a drink, people were stuffing pillowcases with dried hops to help them sleep. Farmers and herbal healers across Europe noticed that workers who harvested hops in the fields would grow unusually drowsy by midday, even without drinking anything. This was no coincidence. Hops contain natural compounds that calm the nervous system and lower body temperature, both of which signal to the brain that it is time to sleep. Today, hops are one of the most studied natural sleep aids, often combined with valerian and chamomile and herbal sleep formulas used all over the world. Turmeric is a bright golden root that has been used in Indian cooking and medicine for more than 4,000 years. Its main active compound, called curcumin, is one of the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory substances ever studied. Inflammation is at the root of many of the body's most common problems, from joint pain and digestive trouble to fatigue and difficulty sleeping. By calming inflammation throughout the body, turmeric helps restore a sense of ease and balance that makes rest come more naturally. It is not a sedative. It does not force the body to slow down. Instead, it removes the low, constant noise of physical discomfort, and in that growing quiet, sleep finds its way in. The ginkgo biloba tree is one of the oldest living things on this planet. It appeared on Earth more than 270 million years ago, long before the dinosaurs walked the land, long before flowers existed, long before almost everything we recognize in nature today. It survived ice ages, mass extinctions, and even the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, where ginkgo trees were among the first living things to grow back from the ashes. Its leaves contain compounds that improve blood flow to the brain, sharpen memory, and protect nerve cells from damage. When you hold a ginkgo leaf in your hand, you are holding something that has outlived nearly every other living species on Earth. Passion flower, known in Brazil as maracuja, is far more than a delicious tropical fruit. The plant's leaves and flowers have been used for centuries by indigenous peoples across the Americas as a natural remedy for anxiety, restlessness, and sleeplessness. Modern science has studied passion flower carefully and confirmed what traditional healers always believed. Its compounds interact with the brain's calming systems, reducing mental activity and helping the mind settle into stillness. In several clinical studies, passion flower performed as well as prescription anxiety medication for mild to moderate cases. It works not by forcing silence onto the mind, but by gently turning down the volume, one quiet thought at a time, until only rest remains. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals in the human body, involved in more than 300 biological processes. It is found naturally in green, leafy plants, seeds, nuts, and whole grains. One of its most essential roles is helping the brain produce melatonin, the hormone that tells the body when night has arrived and it is time to sleep. Without enough magnesium, the body struggles to wind down properly. Muscles stay tense. The mind keeps turning. Sleep becomes shallow and broken. Many people who have difficulty sleeping are simply low in this one quiet mineral. Nature placed magnesium inside green plants, not by accident, but as part of a deep and ancient design connecting the earth, the plant, and the resting human body. Echinacea, commonly known as the purple coneflower, grows wild across the plains of North America. For centuries, indigenous communities used it to treat infections, wounds, colds, and snake bites. When European settlers arrived and observed its use, they began using it too and eventually brought it back to Europe where it became widely studied. Modern research has confirmed that echinacea genuinely stimulates the immune system, helping the body produce more of the cells it uses to fight infections. It does not cure illness by itself. Instead, it strengthens the body's own natural defenses, reminding the immune system to wake up, pay attention, and do its job with a little more energy and confidence than before. Plants do not produce their healing substances by accident. Every compound inside a medicinal herb exists because the plant needed it to survive. Some compounds repel insects. Others fight off fungi or bacteria that could rot the roots. Some protect the plant from too much sunlight. Others attract the right pollinators. Over millions of years of evolution, plants became living chemical laboratories, constantly producing, refining, and perfecting complex molecules. When humans discovered that these same molecules could heal the human body, it was not magic. It was the result of billions of years of shared biology. Our bodies and the plants around us evolved together, on the same planet, under the same sun, and somewhere deep inside our cells, we still recognize each other. The simple act of preparing a cup of herbal tea is already a form of medicine. Before the first sip is taken, before any compound reaches the bloodstream, the ritual itself begins to heal. Boiling the water, choosing the herb, watching the color slowly spread through the cup, breathing in the steam. Each of these small, unhurried actions sends a signal to the nervous system that the day is ending, that safety has arrived, that the body is allowed to begin letting go. Scientists call this the relaxation response, a measurable shift in the body's chemistry that reduces stress hormones and lowers blood pressure. Nature gave us the herbs, but it also gave us the quiet ceremony of preparing them, and both are part of the healing. The way herbs are harvested makes a significant difference to their potency. Traditional healers across many cultures knew this instinctively and built careful rules around it. Roots were gathered in autumn when the plant had drawn its energy downward for winter. Flowers were picked at dawn before the heat of the day began to break down their delicate compounds. Leaves were dried slowly in shade, never in direct sunlight. Modern herbalists and pharmacologists have confirmed the wisdom behind these ancient practices. The concentration of active compounds in a medicinal plant can vary dramatically depending on the season, the time of day, the weather, and even the health of the soil in which it grew. A plant harvested with care and knowledge is simply a better medicine. The lemon balm plant, known in Brazil as erva cidreira, has one of the gentlest and most reassuring effects in all of natural medicine. It belongs to the mint family and produces a light, clean, slightly lemony fragrance that already begins to calm the mind before it is even consumed. Lemon balm works by reducing the activity of an enzyme that breaks down GABA in the brain, which means it helps keep calming signals circulating longer. It is often combined with valerian root to create a natural sleep formula that is both effective and wonderfully mild. Unlike stronger sedatives, lemon balm does not leave the mind foggy the next morning. It simply helps the body find its natural rhythm and follow it gently down into sleep. Water temperature matters more than most people realize when making medicinal teas. Many of the most delicate and beneficial compounds in flowers and herbs are damaged or completely destroyed by boiling water. Chamomile, lavender, lemon balm, and passion flower all release their most healing substances best in water that is hot but not boiling, ideally around 70 to 80 degrees Celsius. Traditional herbalists knew this long before thermometers existed. They tested the water with their wrist, or waited for the steam to change, or listened to the sound the kettle made. They understood that medicine made with patience and attention was more powerful than medicine made in a hurry. That truth has not changed. The right temperature, the right time, and a little care still make all the difference. Ginger root contains more than 400 individual compounds, each one doing something slightly different inside the human body. Some reduce inflammation in the joints and muscles. Others calm the digestive system and ease nausea. Some stimulate circulation, warming the body from its core outward. Others have antioxidant properties that protect cells from damage over time. What makes ginger remarkable is not any single one of these compounds, but the way they all work together simultaneously, like a quiet and well-organized team. This quality, where the combined effect of a whole plant is greater than the sum of its individual parts, is called synergy, and it is one of the reasons why whole plant medicines so often outperform isolated compounds taken alone. Nature, it turns out, was already thinking in systems. Turmeric has been a part of Indian life for more than 4,000 years, not just as a spice in food, but as a daily medicine, a ritual ingredient, and even a dye for sacred cloths. Its deep golden color comes from curcumin, the compound responsible for most of its healing properties. Curcumin reduces inflammation in the body by blocking several of the chemical pathways that cause swelling, pain, and discomfort. What is remarkable is that it does this gently and broadly, touching many systems at once rather than forcing one single change. Scientists continue to study curcumin for its potential role in protecting the brain, supporting the heart, and easing the kind of low, persistent inflammation that makes rest feel so difficult to find at the end of a long and heavy day. The aloe vera plant stores an entire medicine cabinet inside its thick, fleshy leaves. Break one open and you find a clear, cool gel that has been used for thousands of years to soothe burns, heal wounds, calm irritated skin, and ease digestive discomfort. Ancient Egyptians called it the plant of immortality and used it in burial rituals as well as daily medicine. Aloe contains more than 200 bioactive compounds, including vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and amino acids, all working together to support the body's natural repair processes. It grows quietly in dry and sunny places, needing very little water, very little care, and very little attention. Yet it gives generously to anyone who comes to it with a cut, a burn, or a body in need of gentle restoration. Eucalyptus trees originally come from Australia, where indigenous communities have used their leaves for healing for tens of thousands of years. The leaves contain a compound called cineol, also known as eucalyptol, which has a remarkable ability to open the airways and help the lungs breathe more freely. When inhaled, either through steam or essential oil, eucalyptus relaxes the muscles around the bronchial tubes, making each breath feel wider, easier, and deeper. Deep, slow breathing is one of the body's most powerful tools for calming the nervous system and preparing for sleep. In this way, eucalyptus helps the body do something it already knows how to do. It simply clears the path and makes the journey a little easier and more open. Peppermint is a plant that almost everyone knows by its smell: sharp, clean, cool, and instantly recognizable. But beneath that familiar freshness lies a surprisingly complex medicine. The menthol in peppermint activates cold-sensitive receptors in the skin and tissues, which in turn block pain signals traveling to the brain. This is why peppermint oil applied to the forehead can relieve tension headaches as effectively as paracetamol in some studies. Peppermint tea relaxes the smooth muscles of the digestive tract, easing cramps, bloating, and the kind of tight, uncomfortable fullness that makes lying down feel impossible. A body that is free from pain and digestive tension is a body that can finally, gratefully, surrender to the quiet and the dark. The World Health Organization formally recognizes traditional herbal medicine as a legitimate and important part of global healthcare. In many parts of the world, particularly across Africa, Asia, and Latin America, herbal medicine is not an alternative to conventional treatment. It is the primary system of care that communities have relied on for generations. The WHO estimates that up to 80% of the world's population depends on plant-based medicine for at least part of their basic health needs. This is not a matter of poverty or lack of access alone. In many cases, it is a matter of deep cultural knowledge, accumulated trust, and a long and carefully observed understanding of what the natural world offers to those who pay attention to it. Calendula, the bright orange and yellow flower found in many gardens, has been used as a wound-healing plant for centuries across Europe and the Americas. Its petals contain flavonoids and triterpenes, two groups of compounds that work together to reduce inflammation, speed up the regeneration of damaged skin cells, and prevent infection from taking hold in open wounds. Calendula cream is still used in hospitals and clinics today for patients with sensitive skin, post-surgical wounds, and radiation burns. What makes it particularly remarkable is how gentle it is. It heals without harshness, without stinging, without side effects that make recovery harder. It simply supports the body's own repair processes, quietly and consistently, the way nature tends to do its best work. Plants grown under stress often produce more medicine than plants grown in ideal conditions. When a plant faces drought, cold, pest attacks, or poor soil, it responds by increasing its production of protective compounds, the same compounds that humans use for healing. This is one of nature's most fascinating paradoxes. Difficulty makes the plant stronger and more generous at the same time. Traditional growers in many cultures understood this intuitively and deliberately chose slightly challenging growing conditions for their most prized medicinal herbs. Modern agricultural science has now confirmed it. A lavender plant grown in rocky, dry hillside soil produces significantly more essential oil than one grown in rich, well-watered garden beds. The harder the journey, it seems, the deeper the medicine. The pomegranate is one of the oldest cultivated fruits in human history, mentioned in ancient texts from Egypt, Persia, Greece, and India. Its deep red juice is packed with antioxidants, compounds that protect the body's cells from a type of internal damage called oxidative stress. Pomegranate juice has been measured to have antioxidant activity 3 times higher than red wine and green tea, two sources already celebrated for their protective properties. Antioxidants help the body recover from the physical stress of daily life, reduce inflammation in the cardiovascular system, and support the kind of deep cellular repair that the body primarily carries out during sleep. Every glass of pomegranate juice is, in a very real sense, a gift given to the body while it rests and rebuilds itself through the night. Ayurvedic medicine, the ancient healing system that originated in India more than 3,000 years ago, treats the human body as a complete and connected system rather than a collection of separate parts. In Ayurveda, sleep is considered one of the 3 pillars of life, as fundamental to health as food and breath. Hundreds of plants have been carefully cataloged, studied, and prescribed within this system over millennia, each one matched to specific body types, seasons, and conditions. Ashwagandha, Brahmi, and Shankpushpi are just a few of the Ayurvedic herbs that modern science has now validated for their genuine effects on stress, sleep, and mental clarity. The ancient healers of India did not have laboratories, but they had something equally powerful: thousands of years of careful, patient observation. There is something deeply comforting about the fact that the same planet that causes us stress also provides everything we need to recover from it. The herbs that calm our minds grow from the same soil we walk on. The flowers whose scent slows our breathing bloom under the same sky we look up at before sleep. Natural medicine is, at its heart, a reminder that we are not separate from the world around us. We are part of it. Our bodies were shaped by millions of years of living alongside these plants, breathing their air, eating their fruits, resting in their shade. When we drink a cup of chamomile tea or breathe in the scent of lavender, we are not using a product. we are remembering something very old and very true about where we come from. Valerian root has been used as a sleep remedy for more than 2,000 years. Ancient Greek physicians prescribed it for insomnia, nervousness, and trembling. Roman doctors recommended it for digestive complaints and anxiety. Through the Middle Ages, it was one of the most trusted plants in European herbal medicine. What makes valerian particularly interesting is that its effect builds gradually over time. Unlike a sleeping pill, which forces the brain into unconsciousness within an hour, valerian works by slowly and steadily raising the brain's natural levels of calming chemicals over days and weeks. People who use it consistently report not just falling asleep more easily, but sleeping more deeply, waking less often, and feeling more genuinely rested when morning finally arrives. Lemon balm has been grown in monastery gardens across Europe for more than 1,000 years. Medieval monks cultivated it not just for its pleasant lemony fragrance, but for its well-observed ability to lift the spirits, calm the mind, and ease the kind of restless, circular thinking that keeps a tired person awake long after the candles have been blown out. Modern neuroscience has traced this effect to lemon balm's ability to inhibit an enzyme that breaks down GABA, the brain's primary calming neurotransmitter. By slowing that breakdown, lemon balm allows the brain's own natural peace to linger a little longer. It is a subtle intervention, barely a whisper compared to the shout of pharmaceutical sedatives. And yet for many people, that gentle whisper is exactly enough. The way we prepare an herbal tea changes what medicine we actually receive from it. Different compounds in the same plant dissolve at different temperatures and over different lengths of time. A chamomile tea steeped for 2 minutes in water just below boiling will taste light and pleasant and carry a gentle calming effect. The same chamomile steeped for 10 minutes in slightly cooler water will release deeper, more bitter compounds with a stronger sedative quality. Traditional herbalists learned these distinctions through decades of careful practice, tasting, observing, and adjusting. Modern phytochemistry has confirmed many of their findings in laboratory settings. The lesson is both scientific and poetic. The same plant offers different gifts depending on how much time, patience, and attention you bring to the preparing of it. Green tea is one of the most studied beverages in the world, with thousands of scientific papers examining its effects on the brain, the heart, and the body's long-term health. One of its most important compounds is called L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes a state of calm, focused relaxation without causing drowsiness during the day. L-theanine works by increasing alpha brainwaves, the same brainwaves that are present during meditation and the early stages of restful sleep. In the evening, when the stimulating caffeine in green tea has faded, the L-theanine continues to work, helping the brain transition smoothly from the activity of the day toward the stillness of the night. It is one of nature's most elegant balances, energy and calm held gently in the same leaf. Herbal medicine and modern pharmacology are not opposites. They are, in many ways, the same story told from different directions. Modern pharmacology begins with a molecule and asks what it does. Herbal medicine begins with a plant and asks what it heals. Time and again, when scientists have followed the plant's lead, they have found real and measurable mechanisms behind what traditional healers observed over centuries. Morphine came from the poppy. Quinine came from the bark of the cinchona tree. Digoxin, used to treat heart failure, came from the foxglove plant. Artemisinin, which saves millions of lives from malaria every year, came from a Chinese herb used for 2,000 years. The laboratory did not replace the garden. It simply learned to listen to it more carefully. Thyme is a small woody herb found in kitchens and gardens around the world, but its history as a medicine reaches back thousands of years. Ancient Greeks burned it as incense in their temples. Roman soldiers bathed in thyme water before going into battle, believing it gave them courage and protected them from illness. Medieval Europeans placed it under pillows to prevent nightmares and encourage deep, healing sleep. Modern chemistry explains what those ancient people observed. Thyme contains thymol and carvacrol, two compounds with powerful antiseptic, antifungal, and antispasmodic properties. They relax the muscles of the respiratory tract, making breathing easier, slower, and deeper. And slow, deep breathing, as every sleeping body already knows, is one of the most reliable paths into restful, uninterrupted night. Arnica is a bright yellow mountain flower that has been used across alpine communities in Europe for centuries to treat bruises, muscle soreness, sprains, and the deep aching tiredness that comes after physical labor. Its active compounds, called sesquiterpene lactones, reduce inflammation by blocking specific immune signals that would otherwise keep the body in a prolonged state of repair and discomfort. Athletes, surgeons, and physiotherapists around the world now use arnica preparations alongside conventional treatments for recovery. What is remarkable is how precisely nature designed these compounds to address a very specific kind of pain: the bruised, swollen, tender kind that follows effort and impact. Arnica does not numb the pain. It addresses its cause, allowing the body to complete its healing and then, finally, to rest. The human body and the plant kingdom share a history so long and so intertwined that our biology is still shaped by it. Many of the receptor systems in the human brain and body, the very systems that respond to our own hormones and neurotransmitters, also respond to compounds found in plants. This is not a coincidence. It is the result of millions of years of co-evolution, humans and plants, growing alongside each other, eating each other, breathing each other's air, and gradually becoming chemically fluent in each other's language. When chamomile calms you, it is because your brain has a receptor built precisely to receive its message. When lavender relaxes your muscles, it is because your nervous system already knows that signal. The conversation between plants and people is older than memory itself. Rosemary is an herb with a sharp, resinous, unmistakable fragrance that has been associated with memory and mental clarity for thousands of years. Ancient Greek students wore garlands of rosemary while studying for examinations. Shakespeare wrote about it as the herb of remembrance. Modern research has found something genuinely surprising behind these old associations. Inhaling the compounds released by rosemary essential oil, particularly a compound called 1,8-cineol, measurably improves speed and accuracy on cognitive tests. It increases blood flow to the brain and may help protect neurons from the kind of oxidative damage that accumulates over a lifetime. In the evening, when the mind finally sets down the weight of everything it carried through the day, rosemary offers a quiet, closing thought that the brain, well cared for, remembers how to rest. Nature has always understood something that modern medicine is only beginning to fully appreciate: that healing the body and calming the mind are not two separate tasks. They are the same task, approached from different angles. An inflamed body cannot rest easily. A restless mind keeps the body tense. Natural medicine has always treated both together, offering herbs that simultaneously reduce physical discomfort and quiet mental noise. Turmeric eases inflammation and lifts the fog of fatigue. Chamomile calms digestive tension and stills anxious thoughts. Lavender relaxes tight muscles and slows a racing mind. These are not coincidences of chemistry. They are reflections of a very old wisdom, one that understood long before science confirmed it, that the body and the mind rest best when they are cared for as one. The scent of a flower is not just beautiful. It is a message. Plants produce fragrance compounds called terpenes and volatile organic molecules that travel through the air and interact with the human nervous system in measurable ways. When you walk through a garden of lavender, jasmine, or rose, your body is receiving thousands of tiny chemical signals through every breath. These signals travel up through the nose, directly into the limbic system, the oldest and most emotional part of the brain, where they influence mood, memory, stress levels, and the body's readiness to rest. Aromatherapy is not imagination, it is chemistry. And the garden has been practicing it, quietly and generously, long before humans ever thought to give it a name. Sleep is not a passive state where nothing happens. It is one of the most active and important periods in the entire human day. While you sleep, the brain clears out waste products that accumulate during waking hours. The immune system strengthens itself. Muscles repair the small tears caused by daily movement. Memories are sorted, stored, and connected into understanding. Hormones are balanced and replenished. The heart slows and rests. Natural medicine has always honored sleep as the greatest healer of all, not a luxury or an afterthought, but the foundation upon which all other healing depends. Every herb that helps you sleep more deeply is not just helping you rest. It is giving every system in your body the time and quiet it needs to do its most important work. Ashwagandha is a small shrub with pale green flowers that grows in the dry regions of India, the Middle East, and North Africa. Its root has been used in Ayurvedic medicine for more than 3,000 years as what healers called a rasayana, a substance that promotes long life, resilience, and deep vitality. Modern science classifies ashwagandha as an adaptogen, a plant that helps the body adapt to stress by regulating the hormones and biological systems that become overactivated during difficult periods. Clinical studies have shown that ashwagandha significantly reduces cortisol levels, improves sleep quality, and helps people feel calmer and more centered, even in the middle of demanding and exhausting circumstances. It does not remove the difficulty. It simply makes the body stronger and quieter in the face of it. Chamomile tea is one of the most consumed herbal drinks in the world, with an estimated 1 million cups drunk every single day across all continents. But despite its familiarity, the science behind it continues to surprise researchers. Recent studies have found that regular chamomile consumption is associated with significantly better sleep quality, fewer nighttime awakenings, and lower levels of depression in older adults. One study found that elderly people who drank chamomile extract twice daily for a month showed dramatic improvements in sleep efficiency compared to a control group. What strikes researchers most is not just that it works, but how gently and consistently it works, without dependency, without side effects, without the morning fog that pharmaceutical sleep aids so often leave behind. It is one of the kindest medicines nature ever made. The licorice root plant has been used medicinally for more than 4,000 years, appearing in ancient Egyptian tombs, Chinese herbal texts, and the medicine bags of Greek physicians. Its main compound, glycyrrhizin, is approximately 50 times sweeter than sugar, which is why licorice has always been both a medicine and a treat. In terms of healing, licorice root forms a protective coating over the lining of the stomach and intestines, soothing inflammation, reducing acid, and easing the discomfort of digestive conditions that can make rest so difficult to find. It also has gentle expectorant properties, helping to clear the airways and ease nighttime coughing. A body whose stomach is settled and whose breathing is clear is a body that has been quietly, thoughtfully prepared for a long and undisturbed night of sleep. The act of walking through a forest has measurable healing effects on the human body, and much of this is due to the natural compounds released by the trees themselves. In Japan, this practice is called Shinrin-yoku, which translates as forest bathing, and it has been studied extensively since the 1980s. Trees, particularly conifers like pine and cedar, continuously release aromatic compounds called phytoncides into the air around them. When humans breathe these compounds during a walk in the forest, their cortisol levels drop, their blood pressure falls, their heart rate slows, and their natural killer cell activity, a key part of the immune system, increases significantly. The forest is not just beautiful, it is actively, generously, and continuously medicating everyone who walks quietly through it. Saffron, the most expensive spice in the world, comes from the delicate red stigmas of a small purple crocus flower. Harvested entirely by hand, it takes more than 200,000 flowers to produce just 1 kilogram of saffron. For centuries, it was used not just in cooking but as a treatment for sadness, anxiety, and sleeplessness across Persia, India, and the Mediterranean world. Modern clinical trials have confirmed that saffron extract has genuine antidepressant effects, comparable in some studies to standard pharmaceutical antidepressants, but with far fewer side effects. Its compounds appear to increase serotonin availability in the brain, the same neurotransmitter that many modern mood medications target. In each tiny thread of saffron, stained deep red by the sun, There is both great beauty and surprisingly serious medicine. Peppermint, lavender, and eucalyptus are three of the most widely researched essential oils in modern clinical aromatherapy. When used together, either in a diffuser, in a warm bath, or applied gently to the skin with a carrier oil, they create a layered sensory experience that affects the body on multiple levels simultaneously. Peppermint cools and eases physical tension. Lavender quiets the emotional mind and lowers stress hormones. Eucalyptus opens the airways and deepens breathing. Each one speaks to a different part of the nervous system, and together they create a kind of full-body conversation that ends, almost always, in the same place. A deep, slow exhale, a loosening of the shoulders, and the first tentative easing of the mind toward sleep. Nature composed this blend long before any perfumer ever did. Nutmeg is a warm, sweet spice found in kitchens around the world, most often used in small amounts in baking and warm drinks. But in traditional medicine across Indonesia, India, and the Caribbean, nutmeg has long been known for something more than flavor. In small doses, it acts as a mild sedative, helping to calm nervous tension and promote sleep. Its compound myristicin interacts gently with the central nervous system, reducing mental activity and making the transition into sleep feel softer and more natural. Traditional healers in many cultures recommended a small pinch of nutmeg stirred into warm milk before bed, a remedy that has been passed down through generations. Modern research is beginning to understand the chemistry behind it, but the cup of warm spiced milk itself remains one of the most ancient and comforting sleep rituals still practiced today. The knowledge of medicinal plants has been carried through human history not in books or laboratories, but in the hands, voices, and memories of ordinary people. Grandmothers who knew which leaf to boil for a fever, farmers who kept certain plants growing near their doors for cuts and stings, village healers who memorized hundreds of plants, their seasons, their preparations, and their combinations, passing every detail to the next generation by word and by example. This living knowledge is one of humanity's most precious inheritances, and it is still alive today, in kitchens and gardens and markets all over the world. Every time someone makes a cup of ginger tea for a cold, or places lavender on a pillow before sleep, they are continuing a thread of human care and wisdom that reaches back further than any written record. The human body and the plant world have been in a quiet, continuous conversation for millions of years. Our ancestors did not just eat plants for calories. They ate them for medicine, for comfort, for the relief of pain, and for the easing of sleepless nights. Over time, the human body adapted to receive the chemical messages that plants send, developing receptors and pathways that respond to plant compounds almost as naturally as they respond to the body's own hormones. This is why herbal medicine works not by tricking the body or forcing a change, but by speaking to it in a language it already knows. When you drink a calming tea at the end of the day, something in your body recognizes the signal, not as something foreign, but as something deeply, anciently familiar. Lavender is one of the few plants whose healing effects have been studied across every age group, from premature babies in hospital incubators to elderly patients in care homes, and the results have been consistently gentle and positive. Studies in neonatal units found that the scent of lavender reduced crying and improved sleep in newborns. Studies in elderly populations found that lavender aromatherapy significantly improved sleep quality, reduced nighttime restlessness, and decreased feelings of anxiety before bed. It works the same way in a body that has lived for 80 years as it does in one that has lived for only 8 days. That kind of universality is rare in medicine, and it points to something deep and fundamental about the relationship between this small purple flower and the human nervous system. Valerian root takes time to work, and that slowness is part of what makes it trustworthy. In a world that expects everything to happen instantly, valerian asks for patience. Most studies show that its full sleep-promoting effects are not felt after one night, or even after 3. They build gradually over 2 to 4 weeks of consistent, gentle use, as the brain's calming chemistry slowly shifts toward a more balanced and restful state. This is how most natural processes work, not in sudden dramatic leaps, but in small, steady, almost imperceptible changes. The way a season turns, the way a tide comes in, the way night falls, so slowly and so gently that you cannot name the exact moment when the light finally became dark and the world finally grew still. Every spring, plants return. Every autumn, they rest. Every winter, they wait, quiet and unhurried, beneath the frozen ground. And every spring, without fail, they come back again. This cycle of rest and renewal is one of the most fundamental patterns in the natural world, and it is the same pattern that governs the human need for sleep. The body, like the plant, needs its seasons of stillness. It needs the long, dark hours to repair, to replenish, to prepare for whatever comes next. Natural medicine understands this rhythm deeply. It does not try to override the body's natural cycles. It works with them, gently encouraging the body to follow the same ancient pattern of rest and renewal that every living thing on earth has always followed. The aroma of plants affects the human brain long before any active compound is swallowed or absorbed. When fragrant molecules from the herbs and flowers enter the nose, they travel along the olfactory nerve directly into the limbic system, the brain's emotional and memory center. This pathway is the fastest and most direct route that any substance can take to reach the brain. It bypasses the digestive system entirely. It bypasses the bloodstream. It arrives almost immediately, within seconds of the first breath. This is why the smell of lavender can make you feel calm before you have even sat down. Why the scent of chamomile already softens something in the mind before the kettle has finished boiling. The nose is not just for smelling. It is one of the body's most direct and underestimated pathways to healing. Forests are not silent. They are full of a kind of chemical conversation that we cannot hear, but our bodies can feel. Trees communicate with each other through root networks and airborne compounds, warning neighboring plants of insect attacks, sharing nutrients through fungal threads beneath the soil, and continuously releasing protective substances into the air around them. When humans walk among trees and breathe this air, their bodies register it as a signal of safety. The immune system becomes more active. The stress response quiets. The heart rate drops. Blood pressure falls. Ancient peoples built their healing spaces in forests not because they were romantic about nature, but because they observed consistently and clearly that people who spent time among trees became calmer, healed faster, and slept more deeply than those who stayed away. Chamomile has been called by many names across many cultures. The Romans called it ground apple because of its sweet, fruity scent. The Spanish called it manzanilla, little apple, for the same reason. In Russia, it has been used as a national symbol of health and healing for centuries. In Egypt, it was dedicated to the sun god Ra and used in the embalming process. Through all of these different cultures, across thousands of years and thousands of miles, chamomile carried the same reputation: gentle, reliable, safe, and kind. It was trusted not because someone proved it in a laboratory, but because generation after generation of ordinary people made it for the ones they loved when they were unwell, anxious, or unable to sleep, and it quietly, consistently did exactly what they hoped it would. Sleep is where the body does much of its most important work. During deep sleep, the brain activates a remarkable system called the glymphatic system, which acts like a nightly cleaning crew, flushing out the metabolic waste products that accumulate between brain cells during the waking hours. One of the substances cleared during this process is amyloid beta, a protein associated with cognitive decline when it builds up over time. Natural medicine, by helping the body enter deeper, longer, and more restorative sleep cycles, is therefore not just helping with rest. It may be helping protect the brain itself over the long span of a lifetime. Every herb that deepens your sleep is, in a very quiet and unassuming way, also helping to keep your mind clear and your memories safe. Green plants produce their green color from a compound called chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is structurally one of the most remarkable molecules in nature. Its central atom is magnesium. the very same mineral that the human body needs to produce melatonin and regulate sleep. When we eat green plants or drink herbal teas made from green leaves, we are taking in this magnesium directly from the plant's most vital structure, the part that captures light and turns it into life. There is something quietly beautiful about this connection. The same part of the plant that reaches toward the sun to gather energy for living also carries inside it the mineral that helps the human body gather energy for sleeping. Light and rest, growth and stillness, held together in a single green leaf. Natural medicine does not ask the body to do anything it does not already know how to do. It does not impose a foreign process or force a chemical change that the body would not otherwise make on its own. Instead, it gently reminds, supports, and encourages the body's own natural systems, the ones that have been keeping humans alive, healing, and resting for hundreds of thousands of years. When a herb calms the nervous system, it is because the nervous system already has calming mechanisms built in. When a plant promotes sleep, it is because the brain already has sleep systems that simply needed a little quiet encouragement. Natural medicine, at its deepest level, is an act of trust. Trust in the plant, trust in the body, and trust in the long, unbroken relationship between the two. Every plant that heals carries within it a story older than any human civilization. Long before the first city was built or the first word was written, plants were already developing the compounds that would one day ease human pain, calm human minds, and help human bodies find their way into sleep. These molecules were not made for us. They were made by the plant, for the plant, as protection against the endless challenges of survival in a wild and changing world. And yet, they fit our biology so precisely, they speak to our cells so clearly that it feels as though they were always meant to find us. Perhaps that is simply what millions of years of living together on the same small planet quietly produces. The night-blooming jasmine flower releases its perfume only after the sun has set, as if it knows, as if it understands that its medicine belongs to the dark hours, to the time of winding down, to the space between the last thought of the day and the first silence of sleep. Jasmine essential oil has been studied for its effects on the nervous system, and researchers have found that it reduces anxiety, lowers the heart rate, and increases the sense of calm and emotional well-being. In some studies, people sleeping in rooms diffused with jasmine reported sleeping more peacefully and feeling more alert and positive the following morning. A flower that only opens at night, offering its healing to those who are ready to rest, is one of nature's most tender and deliberate gifts. Herbs do not hurry. They grow slowly, season by season, drawing what they need from the soil, the rain, and the light, building their medicine gradually, layer by layer, compound by compound. There is a lesson in this for the human body as well. Healing, real healing, the kind that lasts, also takes time. It cannot be rushed or forced. It follows its own rhythm, its own season, its own quiet timetable. Natural medicine asks us to respect this, to take the tea every evening, not just once, to breathe the lavender for several nights, not just one, to give the body the same patience and consistency that the plant itself required to become what it is. The herb and the healer both understand that the best things grow slowly, and that the waiting is part of the medicine. The simple linden tree, whose flowers are used to make the beloved tisane called tila across Latin America and Europe, has been a symbol of calm and healing for centuries. In Germany, linden trees were planted in the center of villages as gathering places, believed to promote truth, peace, and reconciliation. Their flowers, small and creamy yellow, produce a light, sweet, honey-like tea that gently relaxes the nervous system, eases tension, headaches, and softens the kind of low-level anxiety that accumulates through an ordinary day. Children across Europe have been given linden tea before bed for generations, and the same remedy is trusted by their grandparents today. Some medicines endure not because science continuously rediscovers them, but simply because they work, and everyone who has ever tried them already knows it. Plants that grow near water often carry particularly calming properties. Willows, which gave us the foundation of aspirin, lean over rivers with a quality of gentle melancholy that painters and poets have always recognized as restful. Water iris, lotus, and certain aquatic mosses have been used in traditional medicine for their soothing effects on the nervous system. There is something in the biology of water-adjacent plants that reflects the quality of the environment they grow in. Slow, fluid, yielding, and cool. When these plants are used medicinally, they seem to carry some of that quality into the body itself, softening the edges of tension, easing the rigid places, and encouraging the body toward the same soft and yielding state that deep, restorative sleep requires. The body has its own internal clock called the circadian rhythm, and almost every plant-based sleep remedy works by supporting this natural cycle rather than overriding it. Melatonin, the hormone that tells the body when to sleep, is produced more easily when magnesium levels are adequate and when the nervous system is calm. Herbs like valerian, passion flower, and lemon balm each support a different part of this process, not by replacing the body's own sleep chemistry, but by creating the conditions in which it can function at its best. They are less like medicines in the traditional sense and more like gentle environmental cues, quietly telling the body that the day is truly over, that safety is present, that darkness is here, and that everything it needs to do now is simply, peacefully, let go. There are plants growing right now in fields, on hillsides, along roadsides, and in gardens all over the world that contain compounds not yet studied, not yet named, not yet understood by modern science. Ethnobotanists, scientists who study the relationship between plants and human cultures, estimate that only a small fraction of the world's plant species have been thoroughly examined for their medicinal potential. The cures that have not yet been found may already be growing somewhere quiet and unnoticed, waiting patiently, the way plants do, for someone to pay attention. Natural medicine is not a finished story. It is still being written, in laboratories, in rainforests, in the notebooks of field researchers, and in the kitchens of grandmothers who have always known things that science is only now beginning to confirm. When the body is finally still, when the breath has slowed and the muscles have let go and the mind has stopped its turning, something very ancient and very wise takes over. The body knows exactly what to do in sleep. It has been doing it for hundreds of thousands of years, long before alarm clocks, long before artificial light, long before any of the things that now make sleep so difficult to find. Natural medicine honors this wisdom. It does not try to manage the sleep process or control it or improve upon it. It simply removes the obstacles, the tension, the racing mind, the physical discomfort, and then steps back quietly and lets the body do what it was always designed to do. The herbs do their small, gentle work, and then the body takes over, and the night does the rest. The most powerful medicines in the world of natural healing are often the simplest ones. A cup of warm water with honey and ginger, a few drops of lavender on the pillow, a small handful of dried chamomile flowers steeped slowly in a quiet kitchen. These things require no prescription, no clinic, no complicated instruction. They require only the willingness to slow down long enough to prepare them, to sit with them, to receive what they offer. In that slowing down, something shifts. The nervous system registers the change of pace. The brain begins its descent from the high activity of the day toward the low, soft frequencies of approaching sleep. The medicine is in the herbs, yes, but it is also in the stillness that surrounds the preparing of them, and in the trust that what the earth provides is enough. And so the story of natural medicine is not really about plants at all. It is about the relationship between living things. It is about the long, unspoken agreement between the earth and everything that grows from it and everything that walks upon it. Plants grow, and in growing, they heal. Humans rest, and in resting, they remember. The lavender does not know it is calming you. The chamomile does not know it is easing your mind. The valerian does not know it is deepening your sleep. And yet, across millions of years of shared existence on this quiet, spinning planet, something has been arranged between your body and these plants that functions with the reliability of a very old and very gentle promise. Close your eyes now. The earth has already prepared everything you need.